Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Red Raptor Writes, where today, this is a big one. This is a huge change here. We finally have ontogeny in Prehistoric Kingdom, and it is awesome. Now, I've seen some videos showcasing all the different juveniles that are available in gameplay, and not all dinosaurs or all creatures have juvenile forms yet, though we're definitely getting there. Good, I think the majority of them do. So you can go check that out. I'll link some videos in the description. I know Evolution Squared did it, and a good video, awesome. And man, the juveniles are so well done. Like, the models they have are just so cute and beautiful and wonderful. And it's not even like, let's say Zoo Tycoon 2, where you had growth, you had ontogeny, but you had like a small model, and then they would just zoom into becoming an adult. Like, there'll be a juvenile, and then they'll take like 10 seconds where they have a huge growth spurt. I don't know, some biologist needs to study that, and then they're an adult. But in this game, it's over time, so they don't just pop into adulthood. They actually grow steadily throughout the course of the game, and you can control this. You can control the growth speed, you can control how much they grow, what age they start at, all that good stuff. So there's definitely a ton of player choice here. You're not locked into anything particular. So yeah, a lot of customization, and it's awesome. But since there's already videos showcasing all the different juveniles and whatnot, I figured we could take this system and create cool exhibits with it. Of course, I had to make the dueling dinosaurs, the Montana Dueling Dinosaurs. And this is a young T-Rex, or maybe not, we'll get to that. A young T-Rex pitted against a Triceratops that were buried together and then uncovered by private collectors. And after a long legal battle about who owns the mineral rights and who has possession of these fossils, eventually they finally ended up in the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences in 2020. Dr. Lindsay Zano had a lot of involvement in their acquisition, which is awesome. And so I need to get down there at some point. I gotta go to North Carolina and visit these things. Also, is that the museum with the Acrocanthosaurus? I need to check. I know it's in North Carolina, I just don't know which museum it is. So, oh my god, that'd be such an awesome vacation. But yeah, we have a probably juvenile Tyrannosaurus and a Triceratops horridus locked in combat, or maybe not. It's possible that the T-Rex was scavenging an already dead corpse when disaster struck and it got buried and died. And it's also possible that they were fighting. So we don't quite know that. Or maybe they weren't fighting and they just both got swept up. But it seems like there was some munching on the trike, because you find the Tyrannosaur tooth in the Triceratops. So, okay, maybe it wasn't just some random occurrence that they ended up dying together. No, there were definitely some engagement there. Whether the trike was dead or not, who knows? But I'm gonna put it as they were fighting. Now, I do say this later, that there's no fighting in this game, but it's fun to pretend. Now, as for that Tyrannosaur specimen, this is one of those controversial specimens that it might be a juvenile T-Rex. I'm not sure quite how large it is. Probably about the same size as the Cleveland skull, which is the holotype of Nanotyrannus lencensis, a dwarf tyrannosaur from the same time and place as Tyrannosaurus and Triceratops from the Hell Creek Formation. Now, this is, of course, a very controversial species, because there are many paleontologists who consider it just to be a juvenile of Tyrannosaurus rex. There's a lot of debate on that, and I'm currently working on a paleomyth video on whether Nanotyrannus is a juvenile T-Rex. And oh my god, the amount of research and the reading I've had to do. Oh my god, it's a lot of work. I've I don't know if I put so much research time into a video as this. It's a little crazy how much people have been fighting over this for the past 25 years, or my whole lifetime. The specimen of Tyrannosaur is called, it's nicknamed the Bloody Mary specimen. And not much has been published on it yet, so you might have to wait a bit for results. And even when results come, they're definitely going to be disputed. And then the people who got disputed are going to do a reaction. Not a reaction, a rebuttal. Like, this isn't YouTube or TikTok. A rebuttal. It's going to go back and forth, like everything goes back and forth on this subject. It just makes it mildly frustrating to study. But that's the world we live in. As for the enclosure, I wanted to do something, it's not too fancy. It's like 2 cliffs, there's a little river running through it. They have to get rapidly buried, so then they can fossilize. So there's usually water around. I can't make a flash flood in this game, so who knows, maybe they fight, fall into the water, and then they get buried and well preserved for us to find 67 million years later. I'm not quite sure exactly how old the fossil is. Like all Cretaceous or all Mesozoic exhibits I do, you just gotta get rid of all that grass. Now I do add some grass later on, but in this time, grass is just starting to evolve in the early Cretaceous, so you don't have these like big fields of grass like we have today. It's not like you're looking into someone's backyard. I know Amazing Dinosaurs did that and it was pretty funny. I made fun of it for it. Now, I was struggling the most with how to view the creatures. I think I came up with a good system where there's kind of a small platform you can step onto. Like, there's a lower part where you can look at them, and then there's a higher part where you go up and you look above the enclosure and you can see them. And I make sure that I put a wired fence so no fools fall in. We don't want... I feel like I say this a lot in my videos. You never want another Harambe situation where some stupid kid falls into your enclosure and then you have to shoot the animal because the kid just flopped right in and the parent didn't realize what their kid was doing. Yeah, so I was kind of going back and forth on how to do this exactly. And I had a couple of different iterations because, well, when I'm making an exhibit, there are a few things I do. First, you need cool creatures to put in the exhibit. And then you need to make the enclosure itself look pretty nice. And then third, you need a way to view it, an interesting way to view it. I think I kind of marked all of those things. I didn't go too overboard on this one. It's a pretty basic build with some viewing platforms in there. Maybe a log in the middle, who knows? Maybe they're fighting on the log or something, I don't know. Yeah, and I tried to make it look like that latest Cretaceous, Maastrichtian North America. Put some wetlands, some coastal, and some tropical rainforest in there. So it's a nice mix of things, because a lot of times this is characterized as similar to like the Gulf states, like the Florida Everglades, like a semi-tropical, warm, wet environment. It wasn't the volcanic ash land, the ash fields that we see in Walking with Dinosaurs and Prehistoric Park. And yeah, I just add some foliage around the enclosure to make it look nice. I don't really show too much of me building the viewing platforms because it wasn't that interesting, and also my baby was crying throughout it, so I had to take breaks to settle her down. So it was just kind of inconsistent footage. I was just going back and forth, and wouldn't have been that great to watch. I do change the sign to the skulls. I use the full figures later. You're gonna see that later. I repurpose them, and I take the T-Rex skull and just stretch it because, well, the juvenile Tyrannosaurus, they have a different morphology. They're long-legged. Their snouts are thinner, have thinner teeth, longer arms too. Again, this is assuming that Nanotyrannus and Tyrannosaurus are one and the same. And I've usually gone with that interpretation. It sounded right, and growing up in the 2010s and after 2020, it seemed like Nanotyrannus was pretty dead. There was a paper by Nicholas Longrich that kind of put all the arguments together and pushed again that Nanotyrannus is valid. So people are still arguing for its validity. I'm trying to be fair and look at both sides of my video. I think I'm still in the juvenile T-Rex camp, but it's hard, you know? It's hard to, after all these years, think something is right. This is the way it is, and then there's a change. You've been arguing this for so long, I've been memeing about it, and then if the evidence points to Nanotyrannus, it's hard to say, well, I was wrong, gotta totally rethink this subject. So I'm trying to be objective, I'm trying to be fair, but we'll see how it goes. I'm still in the writing process of it, but I made a lot of progress. So anyways, guys, let's see this build. Hello everyone, and welcome to our Dueling Dinosaurs enclosure done. This is my first attempt at a juvenile dinosaur build. And you know, it's a pretty awesome find, so I figured why the heck would I not do this first? You know, before other YouTubers get to it. We have, of course, our Tyrannosaurus. I say, of course, it's a controversial specimen. It might be Nanotyrannus if that turns out to be valid, but I'm sure I talked about that, you know, during the build. We've got Triceratops. I was having problems while I was doing this. It was only letting me make the Tyrannosaurus, so I exited it. And now, okay, going back in, it's letting me make Triceratops. Now, do I want a fully mature one? I don't know if it's fully mature. I'm gonna go like there. Like kind of mature. Female? No, male. Male looks cooler. Let's go for the blue one here. I think like, yeah, a mostly mature specimen. You could go like 70, that's fine. Kind of like a adolescent, sub-adult kind of thing going on. Here, we can get you, and now you're ready. Yeah, it wasn't working before. It only let me make the T-Rex, and whenever I clicked on Triceratops, nothing would happen. So there you go, and that means we can edit our signs here. Triceratops horridus, and you are Triceratops horridus. So this is the Triceratops side. So you're Team Triceratops, you're over here, right? And something I like to do with my enclosures is put the guy here, put the zookeeper, and then the animal. I did shrink the Triceratops a bit to show that's not fully grown. Yeah, so it gives guests like a good estimate of how massive this creature is. And, you know, as a flying ghost zooming around, you don't really get a sense of scale. Like, if I was in first-person perspective and I saw this thing, and a fully grown Triceratops would be even bigger, you know, that would be insane. So let's look at what we've made here. This is just the default entrance, the default start here. So you walk in, and then you're given two options. Okay, three options. We've got the Tyrannosaurus. I'm just gonna say Tyrannosaurus right now. Option. Got the middle option, and then the Triceratops option. So let's go over here. Oh, let's name you Tyrannosaurus, and then Triceratops. The Triceratops just went behind the cliff over there. But you look out. Okay, I'm not in first person perspective yet, but it is coming to Prehistoric Kingdom. Oh, and hello there. Oh, she's donating. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, and how nice of her. And okay, you don't see anything. You see the nice waterfall. The juvenile Rex is somewhere around here. Okay, no, they're all hiding. See, the dinosaurs, they don't listen to like park schedules and stuff like that. And I do plan to have dinosaurs on my dinosaur tour. And over here is the Tyrannosaurus section. And I put the Torvosaurus because I think it's a better representation of just juvenile. Put the Torvosaurus, shrunk it down a bit. So it's about human height, which is what we expect from these teen juvenile Rexes. About human height, has a longer snout. Can't make massively long legs, but oh well, it works. And then you go up here, see if you can catch anything. Oh, Triceratops is on this side. You're on the wrong side, buddy. Now, there's no fighting in this game yet. This looks like he's running away from something, so maybe that behavior of fearing predators has been added. I can't tell. But there's no fighting, there's no killing. Dinosaurs don't break out or anything. There's no hunting. Oh, okay. Now that we see what the guests are supposed to see, where? Okay, so you're there. All right, we can look at you first. Oh, you do kind of just look like the adult. But you see that the frill is lower down. It's not as high. It's not as big, and the occipitals are still in there. The horns don't point as forward as they would in a fully grown adult. They're still kind of pointing upwards. So it's cool that they have this ontogeny system. It looks really good, and they do an awesome job capturing all the animals. Like if we go animal nursery, and we could put Neoteny at 100%, you see that transition from that stubby horn, flat frill to, you know, it has the spiky occipitals, and the horns growing, they're pointing backwards, and as it grows over time, the frill gets taller and it points forward. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. And, you know, I'm not going to go through all of them. Just let's see what we have here. For Tyrannosaurus, it starts off, you know, very long, lanky, with those long legs, longer arms. The face, it still points forward, but okay. And then as we mature, you see it gets, oh, okay, it loses its fluff. And it's based more on the Jane specimen, which is one of those controversial ones where people call it Nanotyrannus, some of them. Look at the arms. The arms stay pretty much the same length. Actually, the arms look like they shrink, which is pretty accurate. Because it has longer arms as a juvenile, and then the arms kind of shrink. The claws change shape too. Well, not in the game, it seems, but yeah, it gets bulkier, more robust. Awesome, awesome. It kind of grows into those arms and legs. Very cool. It's so perfect. It's so good. And they all look good. Not all of them are complete yet. Oh, where'd you go? They're not all complete yet. Some dinosaurs don't have them. But for the ones that do, oh, awesome, awesome. Now, where is the juvenile T-Rex? Where are you running off to? Oh, people are flooding to this side, to the Triceratops side. It looks like everyone's team Triceratops. What's a T-Rex? Ah, there you are. Okay, so you're down here.
There it is.
Okay, thank you, Nigel. So Nigel saw both of these creatures in the first episode of Prehistoric Park. We should call you... Am I spelling this right? Terrence. Did I spell that right? Terrence? Terrence, okay. And then the other one is Matilda, and his sister's Matilda, and Matilda shreks him up real bad. Oh, man. So sad. Okay, but man, this is awesome. This is really cool. Maybe the snout's not as long as it should be. I don't know. Okay, little save there. How are the lacrimals? Because the juveniles have, like, yeah, these thicker lacrimal crests. Again, it's the Nanotyrannus build. Whether that's valid or not, go argue in the comments. Get me some engagement. Man, I've been working on that paleo myth forever, and it's so hard to write. Because for every point someone brings up, the other side is like, nuh-uh, and then the other side is like, uh-huh, and it's just, nuh-uh, uh-huh, the whole time. And it's kind of annoying, actually. Alright, man, but it looks amazing. This is... I could just sit here all day, say that, watch them. Yeah, I don't really know how big the Bloody Mary specimen is. That's the Dueling Dinosaurs. Just glancing at it, it looks younger than Jane. maybe older than the original nano holotype, the Cleveland skull. So I kind of went for something around that nano holotype size. And I like the way they move. Like, this youngling, it has some pep in his step, if that makes sense. Like, it's a lot bouncier than the adult. It's not stomping around. It's like trotting around. It's just a really cool detail that not only do their designs look juvenile, but their actions, their animations too. So clearly Blue Meridian have put a ton of work into that. Okay, thank you. Yeah, a ton of work bringing them to life, making them feel real. It makes them seem less like movie stars or monsters, and you have to face the reality that these are animals. And that's, like, I've loved doing the paleo myths on T-Rex because it really gets you into the mindset of this was an animal that once lived, and we're trying to understand what its life was like and its behaviors. So it forces you into a different perspective. So there it is. Man. Okay. This is awesome. Now this is epic. So I think that's about all we have today. So guys, please remember, if you enjoyed this video, to please leave a like, subscribe, and to check out my social media. See you next time.